My name is Shirley Self, and I'm here to talk astrology. And today I wanted to introduce you to an amazing man, the Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso. This is his chart. This is a chart I got from Lois Rodden's Astro Databank. And I know that there are other charts out there because his horoscope has been rectified several times by different people. And this is a rectified horoscope. Anyway, here's his data. He was born on the 6th of July in 1935 in what is now Taxter, China. The Astro Databank gives him a Cancer rising, and he's got his Sun, the South Node, and Pluto right there in the first house. Over here we've got Venus at 28 Leo, and that 28 Leo, if you'll remember, is Regulus, the heart of the lion, one of the most powerful fixed stars in the sky. And we've got Moon, Neptune conjunction in Virgo, here in the third house. Over here we've got a Mars in Libra, on the cusp of the fifth house. Intercepted in the fifth house we have Jupiter, retrograde Jupiter. Over here we've got the North Node in the seventh house. Up here on the midheaven is Saturn, retrograde, 10 degrees Pisces, and that is Vesta. And Vesta is the holy hearth fire. And it looked to me like appropriate for you to know that that was right up there straddling his midheaven with the Saturn. Over here we've got in the 11th house of organizations, we've got his Uranus and his Fortuna. And you know where you've got Fortuna is where you, that's where you kind of make a living. That's what you do to survive. And he's got that as in the 11th house. So community is, he's in a community, and that's the way he makes his living, if that makes sense. Okay, so down here in the 12th house we have Chiron and Mercury. They are not conjunct, but anytime you've got Chiron in the 12th house or in Pisces, it indicates this person needs to be an inspiration, a guide to people, a spiritual source for people, and he does that very well. So we've got this powerhouse of, just look at the Pisces and the spirit. This is the heart chart of a spiritual man. You can see it very easily. He's got this beautiful grand trine in water. He's got this rectangle right here that connects his Saturn and the Moon, Neptune, and the Sun. It feeds on each other, and it shows the work he has to do. And this opposition shows the fact that he was facing, his country was invaded, and he had to flee. And that's the truth of that Saturn in Pisces. Tremendous loss. This South Node here in 22 Cancer is also in the Pisces Dwad, indicating the loss he sustained when he lost his home. He was driven out of Tibet, or he fled Tibet when he was 15. And he returned to the source of Tibetan Buddhism. He went to India, and there he resides at the foot of the Himalayan mountains. And he was, I was watching an interview with him, and surprised to discover that he appreciated his new larger audience. He's got a world audience now. So we've got this Jupiter and the Uranus up there intercepted tells me something that I realize that this man does his work for the world. He's a public man, but privately, what he does is he's a transformer. He privately he does. He has visited me in my dreams twice, and I think that this is something that he does for the world at large. Is he empowers, inspires, and teaches people. I don't know if I'm sure I'm not the only one who have been instructed by him in my dreams. And so that's another, that's the other side of that job. He is a playful man and a beautiful man, but a hard-working man. He, in the interview, he's 90 now. His last birthday, he was 90. And he said he's going to live to 150. Well, that will outlive me, and I'll be glad to know he's in the world, at least until I die. That would be a great comfort to me. I find that I'm inspired by the presence of inspiring people, and he is right there at the top of the list for me. This, when I, in a horary, now if this were a horary chart, it's interesting to me that he had to flee. And in a horary chart, it says go, move, move. Now he is a moon phase 5. The moon phase 5s are an amazing bunch. Let me read you off some moon phase 5s. Okay. Helena Blavatsky, Martin Luther King, Fidel Castro, Margaret Mead, Maria Montessori, Vlad Dracula, George Patton, Indira Gandhi, the National Rifle Association, and J. Edgar Hoover. Now in moon phase 5, let's look at a 5. Here it is. It's the power rectangle right here in the Earth house. It's of the power rectangle. The other one is 11, that's 5's body of fate. And the mask for a moon phase 5. Now, the thing about a moon phase 5 is they tend to focus on a personal issue. There's going to be something that comes up that sends them off to, well, into a struggle, into war of a kind. And you think about that, Martin Luther King, you can obviously see what set him off to his war. The thing is that the 19 is the mask of a 5. And if you'll remember, the mask is the other part. His mask is Capricorn. His mask is over there in Capricorn. As he uses this Saturn, he is working on for benefit of the whole world. A moon phase 5 can often get hooked into just benefiting my bunch, my family, my business, my whatever's mine, and not to realize that they have the capacity, if they're going to change things, they can change it for everybody. Break down barriers. So you need that descendant. You need to work your descendant in order to be a success at life. And what the Dalai Lama said was that when he fled, and went to India, he discovered that he had a larger audience, that his, if you call it mission, to go all Christian here, his mission was to bring hope and peace to the world. That's a moon phase 19. Moon phase 19 isn't focused on this personal, particular issue. I'm going to fix it for me and my friends, and everybody else can go hang. We've got too many people like that. J. Edgar Hoover, who was a 5, was just working for his own benefit. And Mitch McConnell is a perfect example of one who doesn't work for the benefit, did not work for the benefit of all, but for his own particular party. And when a moon phase 5 works for their own selfish group, herd benefit, they do damage. And you can see that with J. Edgar Hoover, you can see that with Mitch McConnell. So, but when they work for the benefit of humanity, it's wonderful. They're wonderful. They make changes. I think Maria Montessori, think of the difference it made in education. My own children benefited from her. I found a wonderful school for them, and it benefited from her pioneering efforts. So the inspiration or the goal of a moon phase 5 is 25, the revolutionary. The revolutionary. Let's look at. Now here I wanted to show you how to find. Now if you've got this is comes with buying the book from these people right here, and I recommend them highly, and I'll put it up later so that you can copy it if you need to. But what you can do with this is, after you've found the moon phase, you take the ascendant, which here is 7 degrees Cancer, and you put it on the cusp of the moon phase. Let me do that right here. And then you go and look and see what's at the markings at the creative genius here and the body of fate here. And therein, the creative genius, the cusp of that is about 25 Pisces. And the cusp of the body of fate then is down there in Virgo, 25 degrees Virgo. And this is very helpful if you've got your horoscope and you want to know exactly where that creative genius. The creative genius is your inspiration. It is virtually the goal is to manifest that creative genius in your life. For him, his creative genius is right there. Public work in Pisces. The body of fate is down here, right here in the fourth house, ruled by this Neptune moon, and that is the loss of his home, the loss of his home. So anyway, that's how you put all that information on a horoscope. So the Chiron I love the Chiron in Gemini there. He is a communicator. I don't know how many languages he speaks, but the things he tells me in his halting English, very profound. Very profound. He's here to bring peace. That's that inconjunct right there. In a warlike world, how do you bring peace? Well, as he tells me over and over, if you want to bring peace, you do it by being a peaceful person. And I'm working on it. Not easy. I have a South Node in Aries. War is my medium, or was for lifetimes, evidently. He's got this beautiful grand trine in water. I love that. And so that's the Dalai Lama, a man I love. He's a loving person. Look at this Venus in the heart of the lion, Regulus, 28 Leo. He's got Venus, a very loving man. And I do feel, when I do feel the love from him. I can just look at his picture and it warms my heart. Anyway, here's where you buy, here, say, is where you buy this book. Yours won't have this. Too cheap, actually. This book's fine with me. No changes needed. It just has this thing across the front of it. It says not for resale. That just shows you it's mine. Anyway, and when you order the book from Emergent Education, or just go to Emergent Education, this is free, and this is so helpful. I recommend it highly. Anyway, I pray that you're well. Life is still chaotic, and for some reason I am still hopeful. I mean, and I'm terribly pessimistic, but things are changing. Are you feeling it? Things are changing. The changes I have to make, and I have to make a lot of changes. We all do. We all do. They seem to just be sort of spontaneously happening in my life for some reason. I've got a Pluto on my sun. That would account for something. So I hope you're well. And I want to remind you that if you love, let it out. Let people know. It's so important right now. I think it'll help us get through this. Love. Take care. Talk to you later.